We're going to do some nice, beautiful, deep breaths to begin and connect into our bodies. Huge, big breaths in. And then just really relaxing it out. And this is where the DMT can get activated as well. When we breathe, when we really expand the lungs, we can create natural DMT within the body. Huge, big breaths in. Let your body work. Let the chemicals of the body start to be produced by your huge, big breaths. And you can even have that consciousness as you breathe, as you fill your lungs, being conscious of those beautiful lungs really filling, really expanding. It activates things in the body, and the lymphatic system as well is linked through. It really needs the flow of the lungs, the movement of that in and out to move the lymphatics. So as we breathe, we're allowing, it's almost like we're pumping that flow through the lymphatics. We're activating the DMT to be released through the body. We're allowing a biological reset of the body, allowing the nervous system to know that you are safe in this space. Huge, big breaths. And then just relaxing it out. And as you relax out, you can feel into the shoulders fully dropping out, the arms fully dropping out. And as you allow your body to really relax out, you might get little hints of emotions, little hints of sadness, little hints of different emotions that have been trapped in the body. So just allow those little thoughts, those little emotions to come through. And again, every time you release, you might get another wave of a different frequency, a different emotion. You might even feel sad for a little minute while all these emotions are coming out, and that's okay. You're giving your body a space, a time, a moment now to fully let go of those things, those emotions, those thoughts. And connecting with the body, the miracle of your flesh, your temple. And as we allow the body to start settling into its own breath, relaxing into its internal feeling, as we bring all of our awareness back into our bodies, letting go of the external world as we emerge from everyone, everything, and everywhere, fully relaxing in, back into your own body, even allowing almost like that blur of the outside environment. But nothing else exists but you right now. Allowing yourself to become fully internalized. And we'll do a connection field for yourselves as we bring our awareness fully into the heart, dropping the consciousness of the mind into the heart space, and relaxing. And then allowing the breath to start charging the heart, electrifying the heart space. And as we electrify and charge the heart, we're going to allow that to connect up, right through up into pure creation as we go up to above. And we're going to welcome that connection through the field and allow almost like a beam of light to come back through us. Connecting that down through our bodies and down through us into the earth. And as you're relaxing into the earth, allowing the relaxation to allow you to connect into that higher field of light within the earth. Bringing that up from beneath as we expand that around you. Visualizing, feeling, allowing your imagination, your consciousness to create yourself in a beam of light. And again, pushing anything out of there that you're aware of, out of that beam of light. This is your space. And as we breathe into the heart, we're going to generate some beautiful emotional frequencies. Feeling into the feeling behind the words that I say. The feeling of calm. What does calmness feel like? And it's like I'm finding the feeling and we're allowed it to expand from the heart around you like a bubble. And as we allow ourselves to connect into calm, we're going to feel into harmony. How does harmony feel within my environment, within my body? And as we do this, as we allow this to expand through the body and around the body, you might start to notice there's quite a little bit of disharmony being highlighted now. If there is, just start allowing that to be noticed and allow the frequency of harmony, peace, to spiral through any staticky disharmony within your body, within your field that is being highlighted. And then we're going to start to now feel into our hands. We're going to highlight our hands as a guide through this process. Breathing into your hands, you can even rub your hands gently together. So you've got that tingle. Allowing the sensation of the hands to build as you feel into the bones, into the flesh, into the fingertips. And relaxing. Now you can ask for this information, as we ask for the information of any virus particles, any virus consciousness that is in your body to be collected in your dominant hand. Now again, ask and just relax. Don't force anything to happen. Relax and allow that to start to collect. And it's that command of I want to feel it. I wish to feel what is in my body that is a virus, that is the consciousness of any viruses that are in my flesh. And you might start to feel a heaviness or even a sickness feeling that can come up from this as well, through into that dominant hand. And it's like more relax into that now. And the more you relax into your hand, the more you'll start to feel and notice that there's something there. There's something there that shouldn't be there. And we're going to start breathing now into that consciousness, into those virus particles that have been highlighted. And again, these can be anywhere within your body, but we're allowing the quantum field to collect them in your hand, in your dominant hand. And when they're in one space within the quantum field, it's easier for us to transmute them. It's easier for us to work on that consciousness. So feeling into where they've collected within your hand now, we're going to gently breathe. But I want you to have a smile on your face as we start to spin through and light up the consciousness as what's collected on your hand. And you could even say with intention, you are not me. This is not my highest good. You do not have permission to be in my body, to be in my cells. And you ask for this consciousness to remove itself. Firm. Remove yourself from my body, from my cells. You are not welcome within my temple, the temple of my body, the temple of my aura, the temple of my consciousness. I do not wish to share my space with you. And as we have that strong intention, with the joy frequency now pouring into that space, and we're allowing now for any of those molecules within the quantum field that have been imprinted through the cells to start to transmute. As we allow the body now, we can even speak to the divine healing intelligence of the body. We allow now if these particles are physical matter within our body, as we reject the consciousness, it's like we're rejecting the soul of those viruses as we reject those from our body, leaving behind there's still the memory, the virus particle memory. And as we feel into transmuting that, so where there's memory, there's frequency, there's energy. And we're going to start rewriting the codes, rewriting the vibration of those particles as we smile, as we laugh into these, allowing the body to find them, allowing the body to start transmuting them. And the easiest thing to turn them into is light or to water. So as we breathe into them, allowing them to brighten up and turn into beautiful sparkles of light. And allowing the body to process them out through the waterways, remembering that the body holds so much water. We're basically more or less completely water, and water holds a frequency. So as we ignite these particles into a frequency that then can be traveled and ejected out of our body through our waterways. And most of these frequencies will completely neutralize. Some of them may need to come out through the normal method of ridding toxins from the body, whether it be sweat or through the toilet. And we're relaxing into that. You start to notice that it's almost like becomes like there's nothing in your hand, and you want to feel now, do another check-in. Is there any virus particles within my body? If there is, again, breathe into them, same process. If there is a different level of consciousness that is connected to a different level of particles, again, reject that consciousness that is embodied within those particles. Remember, everything is consciousness. If it is a consciousness that doesn't align with your soul's consciousness, it should not be in your body. And it does not have permission to be in your body. And as you allow yourself to connect with that and reject that from your cells, that this is your body, your aura, your space. This is where your consciousness is residing. And you do not wish to share this space with any other consciousness that is not you, that is not your highest good. And you might have found another layer of that. You may even feel like you need to stretch your body, move, as it starts to loosen up different parts of your body, as this different consciousnesses start to be ejected out, pulled out. And again, lighten it up. Lighten it up into joy, into bliss, into this is my space, and my space is joy. My space is laughter. And we're really allowing that intention to pour through. That within my vessel, within my waterways, within my cells, I allow laughter, I allow the smile of light, I allow my own soul to fully take a hold of this space. And you'll feel a lightness come through with that. Do a nice big deep breath. And again, the breath, a lot is released through the breath. Allow if a lot of these particles can be ejected through the breath. When you think about your breath, it has condensation, water. A lot of these virus particles could have even entered your body through the breath, through the waterways that you breathe in, through the condensation in the air around you. And we can eject them in exactly the same way. And now as we start to become more embodied, more in awe of this is my body, my space, and I hold joy, I hold laughter. Feel it through your spine, through your cells. Start to ignite that through the waterways of your body. And now we're going to do the same process, bringing our hands out. Again, it's good to have both hands out so you can have almost a feeling of something collecting in one hand and not the other. It gives you that extra sense of something that's coming in. But we're going to collect in our dominant hand. This time we're going to ask for toxins. Is there any toxins within my body? A toxin that would maybe cause inflammation of my cells. So you can be a little bit more specific in that. If you have anything that you are allergic to, you could even say this component that I'm allergic to and any of the other components that create that reaction of an allergy, because a lot of us are allergic to these toxins. And as we have the awareness of bringing in all the components that cause that reaction, and the toxins, they create a heaviness within the body. They deplete the body of its life force energy. They almost like cause a dimming of our light. And again, using your dominant hand as a focal point to collect and focus on the frequency of the toxins, allowing them to collect within the hand. You might, especially if you've got both hands out, you might notice one hand is becoming heavier than the other. Use the other hand as a guide of the nothingness that then you can feel in the other hand becomes something. Again, it could be very tiny, very subtle. It's something that's probably been in your body for a very long time, even back, you could have had it in your entire life. Toxins get put into our body through our environment, through food, water, breath. And we're just allowing ourselves just to feel what have we breathed in? What have we ingested that is stuck within us? And then we're allowing ourselves now just to clear that out. Breathing into it. Again, relaxing it through. Relaxing into it, spinning, using that spin. Bring back the life wave spin. Everything in the universe spins. If it's not spinning, if it's not moving, it's stagnated. It doesn't serve you. And then we're going to start ejecting this. Again, sometimes toxins have a consciousness. Sometimes they just feel like a heavy weight or a darkness, or they'll have some kind of energy that's it's just like almost like a rock that would hold a frequency. And we're ejecting that frequency, or we're gonna alter. As we know, energy, it cannot be destroyed, but it can be altered. So as we feel into that energy, we're going to start to alter it with our own consciousness. Again, into what do I want to feel? I want to feel like I'm free, that I'm healthy, that I'm vibrant. I want to have joy just ignite through my body. And as you allow yourself to focus on what you do want to feel, spiral this through those particles of toxins. Light them up. Visualize them getting brighter and brighter as we allow the divine healing intelligence of the body to start allowing them to connect through to what is there, so it can start to reject them from the body through the waterways, allowing the cells to start flushing them out. Again, as we breathe using our big breaths, we're allowing the lymphatics. A lot of the toxins get stuck in our lymphatic systems. Even as we give consciousness to our lymphatics with our breath, we're allowing that consciousness through the lymphatic system to create a movement, to create those flushing rivers through our body that can then start to gently draw out those toxins from the cells, allowing the lymphatic system to do the job that it's there to do, to draw out toxins and take them to where they can be filtered and rejected out of the body. Or again, you might want to use your out breath as a big breath out, rejecting anything that is not you, that is not the highest good for the flesh of your body, for the optimal level of your body's systems to regenerate, to fuel themselves, to create light, to create a higher frequency within your cells. And again, we're just going to allow this to flush through now as we feel it disintegrate out of our hands, really allowing the relaxation to come through our entire bodies. And feeling into ownership. This is my body. It's such a powerful thing to gain ownership over your own body. And the more and more you take ownership over the body, the less chance you have of anything outside of you being able to worm its way in, being able to anchor its way in and overtake your vessel. These bodies are extremely powerful. And there's many consciousnesses that want to come inside of us. But if we have that power of our own mind, our own essence, our own ownership, grateful for these bodies, in awe of their existence, in awe of their power, lighting it up. And again, allow that visual of every cell in your body, like you're talking to every little cell, like it's its own little being within you. It's a being that is you, is your light. And as you send gratitude and love into every little cell that is you, that is in alignment with your body's highest joy, highest health, highest potential. And again, we're allowing then all the other particles that might also be cells that are you, that have came out of balance, that are maybe older cells that are not holding a frequency that is in harmony with your cell, to also start to get rejected. Anything that's not holding a frequency of health, vibrancy, that is not in alignment with the whole collective of your body and your body cells, that doesn't work as a union within the body. You think of it, every cell, all the liver cells, they have to work in harmony together. All the kidney cells work in harmony, the skin cells, and then together as a full vessel. Every different organ works with every other organ. Everything is there to assist you. Everything is there to create a harmonious body, that everything is in teamwork together, working for optimum health within every single part of yourself. All those different cells with different tasks. It's almost like a community. And as that community of cells that creates your body, as you give all to that, as you give love to them all, lighting them all up, allowing the highest joy of gratitude to go through every organ, every bit of flesh, to glow around you, to allow the starlight of our own sun, the starlight of all the galaxies and the starlight of everything around us, the energy of the earth, everything that is creating your physical form, to start to glow, to start to be recognized. And allow your body and your consciousness to relax into that embodiment, the embodiment of self. And it's that feeling of breathing your own soul in, into the temple of this body. And we're going to just allow ourselves just to relax into that for a while. Again, every now and then just doing a huge deep breath and allowing the breath out to take you into another layer of relaxation. And every layer of relaxation allows a deeper layer of embodiment of you, your essence, into your flesh. Feel your frequency starting to increase and increase. There's a buzz, there's a tingle. And then very slowly bringing yourself back. Feeling back into your hands and your feet. And only when you feel ready, opening your eyes. And if you do have to leave now, you have somewhere to go, something to do, feel free to drop off the call. That's totally okay. If you'd like to stay and have a little bit of a chat, if you have any questions, then we can have a little chat. How did you go? How'd you go, Anna?
Good. I felt a lot of tension up here though. Yeah, a lot of stretching. And it's funny because we did the viruses first and then the toxins.
Yeah.
The toxins, for some reason, I could actually see it in my hand. Like, it was just, I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like I really need to stretch though.
Yeah, that's good. Well, if you think of it, the muscles, they hold a lot of like you've ever been for a massage and sometimes you're like, oh, I feel sick from that massage because of all the toxins that get kind of released out. So yeah, like stretch. That's why I was even said during that, I was like, you feel you've got to move, because it's like stuff will want to move out. And again, toxins, they want to stay still. They want to just stay in one place within the body. So if you've got consciousness of stretching them, stretching is really important. That's why stuff like yoga, people have so many benefits from yoga because again, you're stretching those muscle fibers, you're allowing them to then have an ability to let the toxins out. So yeah, it's really important. But yeah, that's good. I find sometimes viruses can be tricky. That's why I was like, maybe I'm going to hold this as a recording that you can then replay because you might want to go over it. Because again, when you go over it, you might be able to tune into the viruses a little bit better. Again, I find viruses are a little bit trickier because they do have their own consciousness. And they do, maybe even sometimes you might even, actually, this is another part of level 2, really, where you would pull them out a little bit more. Yeah. So this is a little bit of a taster of level 2, but there we go a little bit deeper into actually pulling them out as well. So feel into your intuition as you're going through it if you want to redo the video and see what else can actually be pulled out during that process. Because there can be multiple layers in how they kind of entangle themselves. But yeah, I feel like it's so important to keep on top of this as well. Did you feel how, let's get someone else's feedback. How do you go, Janine? How do you go?
Honestly, that was really great.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So I was actually seeing bubbles come out, and there was actually bubbles coming out of my mouth.
Right.
Wow. And I could feel it leaving, and I could feel the heaviness of it. And now, because when I started, I was quite choked up.
Yeah.
And after we did the first bit, the virus, was it the virus we did first?
Yeah, virus first.
It was just gone.
So it's so good, isn't it? So see how it's like the consciousness that's just sat there? Yeah.
Then it dried up, and then we did the toxins, and the bubbles started again.
Yeah.
So that was
it's so good. Go on, yeah.
Really amazing, and I feel really light and like a feather.
So good. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like that's why I felt so impelled to share this today. Because like literally when I did myself, I was literally like, honestly, I was like skipping around the house. Like I just felt so light, so like, and I was like, gosh, I mustn't have done my toxins. I mustn't have done that exercise on myself for a while. And then they've slowly been building up. And that's obviously, and see, that's how that gateway for that virus to came in for me as well, because I had a little bit of a buildup of the toxins, and then that virus then swept its way in. But obviously, this is why you've got to almost sit with yourself sometimes and feel the more aware you are of your own body and how it is in its optimal state, the quicker you can find and sense something coming in. Like as soon as I felt that come in yesterday, like literally, I was even unpacking the kids' school boxes. And I'm like, nah, there's something here. So it was kind of like you just got to be. I suppose the more you do it, the more ultra aware you become of your own body. But yeah, even if you don't feel that something's coming, you can always find time to check as well. How did you go, Nikki? You're on mute. I don't know whether you can. You're on just a picture. Or Nicole, whoever wants to speak.
Yeah, I felt really heavy in my hands when we did the viruses.
Yeah.
So that was really good because it was really heavy. And then yeah, so I just feel like I'm taller and like really light. So I know it's just weird. I just feel like I'm really tall and I'm not.
Yeah, and it's almost like with you, I'm almost feeling like there must have been a lot almost stuck in your spine, toxin wise. So yeah, it's almost like it's interesting because you will just create more space within your body by doing this process. Again, because it's almost like space that was there, but then because something else was in that space, like either the virus consciousness or the toxins, once you remove that, you can actually gain that space back for yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so important. And Nikki, I think sorry, I'm going on to the other Nikki. You just swapped over then, didn't you? So we can actually see you. Just seen. I just had
I
to
was trying to get my video to
re-enter.
work and then muted.
Yeah, we couldn't get you through, but yeah. How do you go?
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, I feel so light afterwards. And yeah, it's a lot. I suppose this is also new to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like
I should say to everyone, you literally just did my workshop Sunday.
yeah,
Yeah.
a few days ago.
Yeah. I'm like, what day was it?
And just the potential and the power of this is amazing. It's just unlimited. There's so much you can do and so much you can clear out of your body and so much you can heal. And
yeah. And even when you go into hay fever, so as we obviously going on towards spring as well, like hay fever, I find like people start to get the sniffles again. It's exactly the same technique. So it's like once you've used it for one thing, you can start then overlaying it to use it for anything. You're basically looking for anything that's came in and interfering with your body, and then just being, and that ownership. It's so good to take that back, isn't it?
yeah, it's amazing the power you feel by taking that ownership back. And then even in the beginning, you're starting to speak really nicely. You go like, please, virus, leave the body. Like, it's like the little voice. And then by the end, you like demanding it.
Yeah. Get
So
out.
you take power back.
Yeah. It's got to be that command, because if it's like, oh, get out, it doesn't listen, does it? You literally got to have, and again, it's the feeling. So it's almost like you can feel in your body when you're kind of like, get out. It's the feeling, there's no feeling behind it, is there? There's no force. But when you start to like be like, this is my body, there's an energy that comes over the body. You even start to like almost sit differently. This is my body, my space. And it's an energy. It's actually even more than the words. But obviously the words help you to get the energy that kind of brings through that push out of everything. So that's why I'm always like, command.
Yeah, I love it. And you can see so many other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
How you are really just playing small and you think you're holding yourself, but you're really not. So it's that I love that command and being in my power. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be in there. Does anyone else want to share? Who have I not spoken to? Louise, how'd you go?
Yeah, good. Just like Nicola said, my hand felt so heavy, especially with the virus one. You could really feel the difference. Yeah, and then kind of clearing it out.
And I suppose because you were talking about I can't say it.
Epstein-Barr.
That's the one. You were talking about that at the beginning, and it's almost like you can actually tune directly into that consciousness now when you do that. And like when you get rid of that one, and then you ask the viruses again, you might find different layers. And again, it's like every virus is going to have its own consciousness, and this is where it's kind of like sometimes if one doesn't shift, it might need you to fully focus on that one, and you're like, right, whatever this one is, it's going. And it's like the more you clear out, the lighter you become, and then the more you can get rid of more stuff, because you kind of just keep flowing back into that embodiment.
So would you say for me, because I believe this Epstein-Barr is an issue, kind of focus on that first,
yeah,
as a singular virus to deal with, and then kind of open more up to general viruses, whatever might be going on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Especially if there's a certain one, because there's even ones like is that one the link to glandular fever, that one?
Yeah.
So that one actually messes so many people up, that glandular fever virus.
Well, and it's like it's part of the herpes family, and there's so many different herpes viruses as well that are laid dormant in people's systems.
And even when you think of like cervix cancer, that's linked to the not so much herpes, is it? It's still a virus as well.
Yeah.
Something around cervical cancer, there's a virus that then kind of causes that. So, and again, it's like you wouldn't even know it's there. But again, there's so many different viruses that can come into the body and affect, you don't actually feel physically sick, but then certain parts of your body, it'll be dormant in there, and it's just waiting for those days when you run down, when you're stressed out, and it just starts to come back up, and it will start to take over. It's sitting there waiting for its opportunity. So if we get it out before it even gets an opportunity, then we're going to be stronger through those tougher times in life as well.
So do you think once you clear it, then your body's kind of got this frequency, say if it comes back into your energy again, would your body be able to kind of, a bit like building an immunity towards it? So it's kind of like, or is it have to stay on top of?
I would say, that's why I would say do it for a while to sort of stay on top of it, because you're creating that, you're almost like rewriting a program in your body then for it to hold that frequency. And again, the more you are, this is my space, then the more that will not come in. You know what I mean? It's more like it almost becomes then, if there's an open doorway, it's going to come in.
Yeah.
And that's why when you feel in lack towards yourself, when you're feeling unworthy, you become like, it almost becomes like all these open doorways. And that's why the more you can feel gratitude for your body, and even though it may not look exactly how you want it to look, it's kind of like, I'm so grateful for this body. No matter like a lot of people have like things about how they look, how certain parts of their body look. And you've got to be really aware of that as well, that you're not projecting any energy onto certain parts of your body, that you're like, I'm going to love this part of me. And the more you love the body, the more, again, it holds that frequency of this is my temple. And no one else is allowed in here but my soul. And it's like the more stronger this becomes, the more you become like someone who can move through this reality with the environments around you, but it's not interfering with you. You're kind of free. This is where true freedom comes from. You're not being like, affected by everything around you. And it starts to go through everything, even like the 5G, every frequency that is out there that could harm your cells, that could harm your aura. You become like this force that is you, and nothing can sway you. I mean, it takes a little bit of progress to get there, but that's why I was like, keep working on yourself, keep enforcing that through you, and you just become stronger and stronger. And don't beat yourself up if you have a wobble. The wobble, I always say to people, if you feel like something comes in and you're like, oh no, I did get sick, but I've been doing all this work. It's like, well, what else is there? Is it connected to something else? Is it emotional energy? Like, what else is building up in your body? What's kind of accumulating? Like, it's good to notice when things do go wrong, because then you feel like, right, where is this coming from? So usually, and even if you get like stuff attached to, like entities and things, it's almost like, oh, well, where is that attached to? Because that's going to give me information. That's going to lead me to something deeper I can heal within myself. So then I become stronger. So yeah, it's all
makes sense.
All helps in a way.
Just on the cleanses, when you were mentioning before as well, something I didn't realize. I was listening to some cultures, like the Amish, for instance, they do cleanses every 6 months or yearly of like parasites and things, and something that people in the Western culture don't generally do.
You see how important that would be?
Yeah, and apparently there's a lot of stats to say, Amish people don't get like their rates of cancer, etc., aren't as high. So it's like an interesting link there with how they kind of look after their bodies.
Yeah, when you look at it, really, you would maybe think that cancer maybe is just an accumulation of different consciousnesses of different viruses that then start to go into the cells, and then the cells start cancer is literally like cells that are doing their own thing, aren't they?
Well, yeah, I mean, from like, especially with the thyroid stuff, you're kind of told by doctors that, it's your body going wrong. Whereas from what I understand now, it's like, your body's trying to, get rid of something that's foreign inside there, but we're led to believe that our body's, messed up and somehow got something wrong with it. Yet it's this amazing machine.
It is. And it's literally, it's almost like, when your car, if there's something wrong with the engine, the light comes on. Like, how else is your body going to show you? It has to show you with a pain. It has to show you that it's become sick in some way. That's like the engine light coming and going, you need to check something. It doesn't mean, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. It's like, oh gosh, I better check my engine. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what's gone wrong? Like, I mean, even when you think of cars, you've got to go and service them. You could think of a detox. I mean, when you think of everything, you've got to do oil changes on cars. If you don't, car's going to be a mess. And it's kind of the same with the body. If you just keep going and going and going and you're not feeling into putting the right fuel in the body, if you're not feeling into cleaning out the body through diet, through energy, it's going to get clogged up and it's going to stop working. Well, the engine light's going to keep coming on and you're going to be like, this aches here and I'm sick here and I've got this issue. But again, it's like, thank you, body, for showing me that I did have a thyroid problem. Thank you for showing me that I am sick, because obviously there's something that I need to look at. So, and again, you're working with your body. Your body is always trying to communicate with you in some way. So it's like the more we communicate with our body, the more we can see the tiny little signals before they get into a huge sickness and keep on top of it. Yeah. Am I actually okay to share this chat at the end? Because I actually feel like this chat, I mean, there will be no video, but I'll just be our voices. I feel like this chat's actually going to be really important for people as well.
Kerrie, I'm just wondering,
Yeah.
how this cleansing, once a week, once a month, or is it sort of based on what you think?
I would say based on what you think, even if you want to do it the next couple of days, if you enjoy doing it and you want to keep finding stuff, like there's no limit. Like even if you do a meditation every day, you could do this every day for, like for as long as you feel necessary. And then after that, you could just do a check-in with yourself every now and then. Because obviously the more you kind of become aware with what is in my body that I can actually remove, because it's not me. I think, yeah, it'll be really, really good to keep on top of it. Thank you all so much.
One question.
Oh, go on. No, go on.
Yeah, with removing, so like for instance, like I've had a few things cut out of my face, and I know that I've got a bit of skin damage on my face, and recently the dermatologist wanted me to use this really intense cream that I'm decided not to do. And I've been thinking a lot about how I can use energy healing to repair some of the cells. But would you remove the cells or repair the cells? So when you're in the space, would you ask the cells that are damaged to like leave and send them to consciousness, or would you invite consciousness to heal the cells that are already there? And
yeah, I would look at it first as like, is there anything foreign in those places first? So yeah, I would almost first go into it and be like, are these cells actually me? Is the consciousness within those cells my soul essence? So I would look into that first. And then obviously if it's not, remove everything that's not your unique soul essence from those cells. And then after you've removed it, then it's all about embodiment, then pulling in your frequency and that feeling, just feeling into that healthy skin energy and allowing that to come back into wherever those areas are.
okay.
And I feel, yeah, definitely do it regularly. Like do it so it's almost like then when you ask, is there anything that's not me in that area, that you'll almost get it's all you. And then it's just a case of the physical body catching up with the regeneration.
Yeah, sending that life through and just allowing it to regenerate. Okay.
Yeah. And then doing it, remember the feeling's really important as well. So that like it's almost like you can feel into how would I feel if my skin is amazing, if I'm in optimal health. And it's a feeling that will come through, and it's the feeling that is the frequency. So it's that frequency feeling you want to then radiate through those areas and then radiate through your whole body really as well. So it's like you can concentrate on those areas and then flush it through your entire body.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels like a really good way to shift that. All good?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get given a little project to work on now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, our bodies really, but the ongoing projects, aren't they? Definitely.
Cool. Thanks for that, Kerrie.
No worries. I look forward to hearing how that goes. Thank you, everyone, so much, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.